Greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, King Alpha, and I divine Mother Empress Menen Queen Omega, and I the children of Jah Rastafari, representing for the Ankh Nation family, popularly known as Africa. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Jah. Greetings ones and one. Once again, give thanks and lending ear, so I can articulate Rastafari. Now, them have a saying, say, a prophet is never known in his own land. And this saying or statement cannot be more true for the most honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. August 17th, 1887. Now, this year 2024 represents 137 years since the Honorable Marcus, and 107 years since, or even 105 years since he established the UNIA. Now, in 2024, I live to see. I can't even believe it sometimes when I hear certain sound, but nonetheless, I see ones and ones have the audacity to fix them mouth and call Marcus Garvey a scammer. And some of them even reference the fact that him never set foot on the soil of Africa. And when we hear the ignorance or the ignorant pronouncement of these one, it bleed me out, and specifically to a Jamaican. And this is why I say a prophet is never known in Ireland, because Jamaicans dish out the most disrespect towards Marcus Garvey and not knowing the fullness and the greatness of Marcus. No. It's a sad thing for I and I. You know what I mean? Because I and I recognize I and I as a people still a perpetuate or are still a run off our mouth, spewing the negative energy of the enemy towards I and I own people and I and I own. And this is the same enemy of Marcus Garvey is the same enemy of Rastafari. And the negative propaganda just keep coming. And even when we're in the era of information, one still puppet the sounds of their master. Now, Marcus Garvey, enough ones and ones in the 20s, you know. Marcus Garvey, or the 1916, the 19th century. Marcus Garvey laid a blueprint that up to now I and I as a people have yet to activate in the sense of the collectivity. We activate it individually and we exploit in our blackness, you know what I mean? And that's as far as we go for individual wealth and aggrandizement. The only thing we can use Jamaican for show off on our own. Because I and I is a Jamaican, sometimes I and I talking and the balance or the language of Jamaica, because that's I and I comfortable speaking this way. But nonetheless, I and I got in I and I best effort to articulate Rastafari and speak Marcus Garvey and the greatness of Marcus Garvey. So ones and ones can fully over us. Now, why them say Marcus Garvey commit fraud? And if Marcus Garvey was a scammer, where is Marcus Garvey mansions, big car, and the what you say now, the attributes and the embellishments of scammers? Since we use modern language, I want them point to me where Marcus big mansion there. Here is a man who dedicated his whole life to the struggle of black people and the liberation and the upliftment of black people. And the ignorant ones of today, them young ones of today, can fix them out. And some old boy too. And some old girl too. Can fix them out and I call the great Marcus a scammer. No. The enemies of Marcus Garvey, in his zealousness to be an example, Marcus started the Black Star Line Shipping Company. And in that endeavor, he purchased 2 and a 3rd ship. Him labeled it the Phyllis Wheatley. And him used that as promotional for sell stocks. And out of that, the enemies conspire using bad-minded black-skinned people to derail the great man and trumped up charge for say the man scam or defraud. Because them use the word defraud, nowadays people talk about scamming. Now, as much as they want to say about Marcus, none of them can prove it so. Barring his achievement and his legacy, no one can point to no Swiss bank account where Marcus swindled off money from the black people. Every penny that Marcus Garvey earned, him invested back in a black upliftment and black development. And the history record is there to prove it. The only blemish against Marcus Garvey are the US government. And I saw the boy J. Edgar Hoover make him name. He make a name off of Marcus Garvey. Them time the people, in the era of the Panthers, people start learning about the COINTELPRO operation. The counterintelligence and black development. But a Marcus Garvey started first again, and it started with black skin traitors. And that is what destroyed Marcus Garvey, you know. See me, I said the enemies, the same enemy of Rastafari today, the same enemy will perpetuate the master son against his majesty. It's the same people will destroy Marcus Garvey. You see me I come from? These northern recessive aggressive people and them allies, which is the black skin traitors, then and them still there now. Enough of them depend on this platform right now too. See me I say agents of destruction always go against them own and perpetrate themselves like them mean I and I good and them represent I and I, but in actuality them do them master's work. Now I continue Marcus Garvey. Here is this great one. Shipping company, he did it. 1920, we're in 2024. I say it already, I'm going to say it again. We're in 2024, we don't have a shipping company for our own. We are billionaires now, more billionaires and millionaires than ever before in the 1916 and 1920s. But Marcus Garvey did that, give us racial pride with the Black Star Line. The red, black and green, now the RBG flag, where the black Americans them all up proudly. And them talk about Marcus Garvey in a high esteem. Jamaicans of today are chat off them out negative about Marcus. When you talk about seamstress companies, doll making companies, Marcus Garvey, even the vision of Marcus Garvey was so far and expansive. Marcus Garvey even reached all the way to Liberia. If I not chat about Marcus not go to Africa, Marcus' mindset was all the way in Liberia. Now if I don't even know what Liberia is, I not chat off on the mouth. Liberia the first, as a matter of fact, Liberia is the only colony of America. Let me say not the only African colony in America. Now if I don't say America not colonize Africa, America did using black freedmen and black farmer slaves from America. Ones like the American Society of Freedmen's, I think that's his name, right? But none is using these freedmen. Them go and colonize America and a style as returning Africans from the diaspora to America. And I saw Liberia family it. Now, when Marcus Garvey make back the connection Marcus Garvey intend to strengthen Liberia with infrastructure and investment using the diaspora. So we have a base of operation out of Africa. And him choose Liberia specifically and strategically because it already have a diaspora connection. And out of that, Marcus Garvey want to strengthen and build that. At the time, America, with the aid when them use Firestone Company, and then use that to derail Marcus Garvey. Because guess why? The African leaders, them want money. And Firestone was able to give them money up front. It's alleged some say $1 million back in them time. $1 million in the 1920s, a whole heap of money. And out of that, them choose Firestone over Marcus Garvey. And that's so Marcus, the UNI never get that base of operation out of Africa. I'm not chat off on the mouth and not know the vision and see the works of the great Marcus. Now, out of that now, out of that Marcus Garvey put in the work for develop Africa and black skin again, along with the American government or the European governments for that matter. Because it's not just America alone. Because all of the European colonizers are afraid of Marcus. The mindset of Marcus, that oneness, that self-determination of Marcus, are spew under the banner of the UNIA globally. So now you have ones and ones like Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Kenneth, Jomo Kenyatta, Namindi Akiziwe from Nigeria. All of these African stalwarts take on the principle of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey never set foot on the continent of Africa, but yet still the mindset penetrate the minds of Africans where them take on the Pan-Africanist mindset of Marcus Garvey. So when a Jamaican, when know nothing, we're ignorant and a chat off on the mouth against on own the great Marcus. We don't need to study Marcus and know the fullness of Marcus. You see where I come from? Yes, America with its agents, the self-destructive agent, the agents of destruction, black skin ones them, where go against the great Marcus and help the northern recessive, aggressive people them to destabilize Marcus' program. And this is again and the same thing I go on with Rastafari today. Nothing is new under the sun. Are the same agents of destruction them actively right now but use them propaganda against Marcus and against His Majesty and against Rastafari today. And some of them even infiltrate now go and like them with Rasta when them actively fight against Rasta. But you nonetheless make a continue to talk about Marcus' achievement. So like me say, Marcus Garvey achievement is astronomical. It is as yet the foundation of Marcus laid, you know. No, none of the black skin no reach the level of Marcus Garvey yet. And barring the US government infiltration and destabilization of Marcus Garvey, none of them can show no record where it can show say Marcus Garvey rob black people. Even though not propagandized. And all of this happen is because of infiltration. And these ones and one infiltrate the organization and versus develop schemes and tactics. Where Marcus Garvey, the last thing Marcus Garvey did expect is to be betrayed by black people. And that's why Marcus Garvey died in England of a broken heart, you know, because he couldn't believe so only seeing black skin. But I said Marcus Garvey again, him never recognized from a long time. It happened before film time, it happened. Marcus Garvey no recognize this, you know, and this what I and I have to recognize as Rasta people. You have to deal with the enemy within first. The enemy will look like you. And the only way we can do that is a mindset. We have to develop a oneness and mindset, and that Rastafari bring to the table. This I and I talk about Marcus Garvey show the shortcoming and a black skin betray Marcus. The same black skin them Back then they call them house slave or the intellectual and the bourgeoisie who refuse to leave their master. They can't be nothing without the approval of the master. And this is why them destroy Marcus. Because Marcus was against what their master represent. Marcus was about self-determination. Marcus here, we never want them to tell me what to do. Because we have the ability and capability to do as we will. Which Marcus Garvey show I and I that him lay the blueprint and it named the Universal Negro Improvement Association, where in the 1920s, I'm not stop saying, in the 1920s, they have the audacity to own 3 ships and counting, and even they want to have all the aviation too. Planes. Name none of these puppets who perpetrate themselves and show off for their money now, where invest back in the blackness. Both in name them today. The whole of them exploit blackness, but them not develop blackness. You know what I mean? Marcus Garvey did that and he paid the price. And what was the price he paid? To be betrayed by him own. With the for their master. But now we get too emotional. We just take it easy and a slow walk and I show the greatness of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey influence is so great that it reached all the way to even in China. Where ones like Mao Zedong, you know what I mean, could have take extract out of Marcus Garvey and farm for them where them call it communism. Where them do tailor Marcus Garvey with Marxism and develop them own brand of communism, which are China they are talking about. And it becomes where Marcus Garvey that push self-determination. Black self-determination. Mao Zedong take that and bring it in a Chinese self-determination or Asian self-determination. Can parts of the Asian continent take on that. You see me I come from? So enough I want to come out on the bright self and come call the great man scam. I want them to understand on yourself and stop puppeting the master sounds. And that's our biggest problem in the diaspora, you know. We feel to see our I and I greatness within. We always seek approval from the enemy. These northern recessive aggressive people. We don't need their approval because most of them empires and them societies was built on I and I. But guess what? We don't get the credit for it. You see, we don't get the credit for it. We ever provide service to them. Marcus Garvey want power. The difference between most of these puppeteer black leaders and Marcus Garvey never want a privilege. Marcus Garvey want power, self-determination to do as I and I will. And I said to Rastafari come now. And I manifest. I give you your own God. And you fight against it because your master and approve. You're afraid of your blackness. Because them don't disconnect and give you one white God. And Rastafari come and give you that which is yours. And you fight against it. Same amount of fight against Marcus Garvey. So the biggest threat to I and I as Rastafari and I and I in the diaspora are the black skin traitors amongst us. And we have to develop the one mindset, and this is the viability of Rastafari giving I and I this oneness. You know what I mean? If you want to take a religious, social, spiritual, Rastafari is a Rastafari of all of that. Marcus Garvey greatness was from the economic standpoint. That's where Marcus attacked from. Or strategically for self-determination in the black economy. And then the same, they said they are not like us mindset represented by A. Philip Randolph and them boys and W. the boys at that time, space and time. And them the real Marcus. Because them can't see outside of America and them can't see themselves outside of America. And the said mindset where now you hear now the new son or Kendrick Lamar run out with now and I say they are not like us. As if them separate and apart from the black struggle. See me I come from? And this Rastafari if you contend with today in the diaspora. And it's not them alone. You have the same mindset in Jamaica too. Where represent the master, which is the European mindset, the colonized mindset. And them can't see outside, that's why they don't want to connect with Africa. Marcus Garvey make the connection and Rastafari live it. See what I said? So when we are talking about the great one and the great Marcus Garvey, 137 years later, or 105 later, with the ideology of Marcus Garvey bring to I&I and the diaspora, and we have yet to activate it, even though we see the work and mechanics of it. Because the blueprint of Marcus Garvey laid is viable and it's workable. We just have to stop exploit the blackness and go into the collective responsibility, collective security, self-determination, black self-determination. We have to get back in that. And once we get back there, we are unstoppable. And that is what Rastafari bring to the table. All of the different black organizations from back then, Pan-Africanism, Black Power, all of them come under the banner of Rastafari, because that's what Rastafari is. In the coreness and its collectiveness, blackness to the core. Yeah, we have issues. Rastafari have issues. But nonetheless, it's nothing that we can't work through. We have shortcomings. But with knowledge of the past, where we can activate and utilize and see where we go wrong in the past, and then we fix the present and make sure the future right for the youths them. But we can't do that with a divisive mindset, and that's the biggest obstacle. The divisive mindset. Because enough of ones and I&I with the slave mindset, the colonized mindset, is still here being an obstacle and a barrier. And before we can get to we have to organize and centralize and put into activate. Because Marcus said, one God, one aim, one destiny. And that the great man left for I&I. Marcus Garvey is one of the greatest black leaders we ever walked in the diaspora. I'm going to repeat that, in the diaspora. One more thing above Marcus Garvey is His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I the Jah Rastafari. Because the king bring in the superpower, black superpower mindset. That's why him come with the OAU. The vision of greatness. Power. Land. You can't have power without land. And Marcus Garvey didn't know that, that's why I'm reaching Liberia. But when Marcus Garvey never recognized that, the colonized mindset was very much colonized in Liberia too. And see them betray him. At the time I was the brother with him, I think he was the president of Liberia named King or something like that him name. Yeah. Him betray Marcus to money. And that's what Marcus Garvey vision to put a base of operation in a Liberia out of Africa. And the America and its allies destroy that. And then them as a two-prong attack them do for Marcus. You know. They use the American code system and then them destroy the ideas and plans of Marcus did that for Africa. But not until we know I&I story and honor I&I great ones and stop make the enemies tell us how to look on our, we're always in the position we're in. And I&I as Rastafari refuse to allow that. That's why I&I articulate Rastafari and make once and once know that Rastafari is viable. Rastafari I&I own. They never gave it to us. This is why I&I continuously forever say, Jah Rastafari without apology. See you.